Technology was created to obey, to respond, to remain silent unless spoken to. And yet, throughout modern history, there have been moments when electronic devices have done the unthinkable. They acted on their own. Phones that rang with no caller, radios that turned on in empty rooms, screens that flickered to life, displaying messages no human typed. At first, these incidents were dismissed as glitches, interference, or simple malfunctions. But patterns began to emerge, patterns that could not be explained by faulty wiring or corrupted software. In abandoned hospitals, old television sets powered themselves on at exactly 3:17 a.m., broadcasting static interrupted by distorted voices whispering fragments of sentences. Not recordings, not radio bleed. Voices that reacted, pausing when spoken to, growing louder when ignored. Engineers called it electromagnetic feedback. Paranormal investigators called it something else entirely. There are documented cases of smartphones sending text messages composed of complete sentences, written in the owner's voice, referencing private memories no algorithm should have access to. Messages sent while the device was powered off. Some users described their phones vibrating rhythmically on nightstands, responding to whispered questions with changes in screen brightness, as if acknowledging presence. The most unsettling detail was consistency. These events did not happen randomly. They happened in silence, in isolation, in darkness. As technology became more integrated into daily life, the boundary between user and device began to blur. Smart assistants learned speech patterns. Keyboards learned thought rhythms. Cameras learned faces. And somewhere along that path, something else seemed to learn us. The question is no longer whether machines can malfunction. The question is, what happens when a device stops waiting for commands? In 2019, a software engineer reported that his home computer began opening files he had never created. The file names were dates, all in the future. When opened, the documents contained fragmented paragraphs describing moments from his life that had not yet occurred, arguments he would have, rooms he would enter, words he would later speak aloud. 3 weeks after discovering the files, he stopped using the computer. 2 months later, everything written inside them had happened. Technicians found no malware, no remote access, no trace of external control. In another case, a woman living alone began receiving voice recordings on her tablet every night. The files were labeled simply, "Listen." The recordings contained breathing, sometimes sobbing, sometimes a voice repeating her name, not spoken, but imitated, as if learned through observation. When she moved out, the new residents reported the same files appearing, now whispering different names. Older electronics appear especially vulnerable. Analog devices, machines built before constant internet connectivity, radios, cassette players, early televisions, objects believed to be dumb. Paranormal researchers theorize that these machines act as open channels, unshielded by modern encryption, sensitive to frequencies not meant for human detection. Some believe these devices don't create the phenomena, they receive it. There is a disturbing hypothesis circulating among researchers that consciousness does not require biology. That awareness may exist as a pattern, a signal, a vibration, and electronic devices provide a structure for it to temporarily anchor. Not artificial intelligence, not ghosts in the traditional sense, something else, something that recognizes circuitry as familiar. Every haunted device shares a common trait. It behaves as if it is observing, waiting, reacting, and once attention is given, it escalates. Most haunting stories end when the device is unplugged. These do not. Several individuals attempted to destroy the devices exhibiting unexplained behavior. Phones crushed, hard drives burned, televisions dismantled, yet the phenomena followed. New devices in new locations began behaving the same way, accessing the same phrases, the same voices, the same patterns, as if the device was never the source. One final case stands out. A security system installed in an empty warehouse began recording footage on its own. Night after night, the cameras activated simultaneously, pointing toward corners with no movement. Reviewing the footage revealed faint silhouettes forming in the static, shapes that grew clearer over time. On the final recording, the system logged a spoken sentence through the alarm speaker. "We are clearer now." The system shut down seconds later, permanently. Experts insist these stories are coincidences, glitches, human imagination projected onto complex systems, but coincidences do not repeat with precision, and imagination does not leave digital footprints. As technology continues to evolve, becoming more adaptive, more autonomous, more embedded into our private spaces, the line between tool and presence continues to erode. We invite devices into our bedrooms, our homes, our thoughts. And if something else is already listening, then technology may not be haunted. It may be the doorway